At Good Reason Houston, we're coming together with parents, educators, community organizations, neighborhood leaders, and all Houstonians to demand more quality public schools for kids all across our city. Houston is home to enormous economic opportunity and unmatched cultural diversity. We're an international city and the promise for what American cities can become in the future. But today, we aren't making the right investments to ensure our place as a hub for the opportunity and prosperity in the years to come. We need to demand leaders make smart decisions about the future, and that starts with our investment in public education. More than half of Houston's children, some 265,000 kids, attend a school rated C, D, or F by the state of Texas. Nearly 600 public schools serve children and families in Houston, and of the lowest performing schools, those rated C, D, or F, 94% of students identify as Black or Latinx, and 85% come from an economically disadvantaged background. Our city faces an educational equity crisis, and the pandemic is bound to intensify this further and widen the gap between those with privilege and those without. This is the time for us to come together as Houstonians to attack this crisis. We have to move beyond blame, move beyond low expectations, and move beyond the inertia that's holding us back. Our kids deserve it, and the future of Houston demands it. Good Reason Houston was founded with this in mind. We exist so that every child in every neighborhood has access to a world-class public school and thrives in the Houston of tomorrow. We do this by rallying the community around this shared vision and deploying teams of experts to help our school districts take on their biggest problems. What we've learned from working with teachers, principals, and school districts, from talking with parents and community leaders all across Houston, is that our community is ready for change, lasting, durable change. That's why we're proud to launch a bold community-driven plan, a campaign for a better future, a blueprint for change. The Blueprint for Change is an effort to lay out a shared vision of how we can work together as a community toward a better future for all children. The blueprint's based on a set of beliefs about what every child in Houston deserves. It also includes the plans we believe it will require for our community to grow public schools in every neighborhood that are meeting the needs of kids and setting them up for futures filled with opportunity. We invite you to join us. Houston needs change to make sure our public schools are not just preparing kids for the world as we know it today, but equipping them for the rapidly changing world and economy that awaits them. Laying out the blueprint is just the first step of building a better future. We hope you'll join the growing number of Houstonians who are rolling up their sleeves, opening up their hearts, and getting to work on building this future together.
I strongly believe that every kid deserves love, honesty, and a chance to learn.
I grew up in Houston and went to HISD schools, and I have seen a lot of love here. I've seen people who come together during hard times. I see diversity.
We moved to Fifth Ward when I was 11, and so when I think about what's going on now with education, I realize that I had what we need today, which is support.
I love Houston because it's so prideful. I have so many different religions, cultures. It's just full of like Houston pride.
I firmly believe your zip code should not determine where you go to school or how far you get in life. But unfortunately, that's where we are today.
The thing that worries me the most about the education system here in Houston is that the children that live in the low-income, under-resourced area being left behind.
Quality schools can exist in every neighborhood and should exist in every neighborhood.
And I feel like that does hinder their education in a sense, which is why teachers are so important, because we have to fill in that gap.
Every child deserves an exceptional school that will provide them with great teaching.
So I think Houston right now is at a point where we're seeing a lot of change. The more we talk to parents in Houston, in areas where they haven't been talked to historically, we're hearing that they're ready. We're seeing more parents and more students, really speaking out about what they need. But there's still a lot more work to be done. There's still a lot of people we need to talk to and voices that need to be represented.
It's not time to point fingers. It's time to find resolutions and ways of correcting the problems that are set before our boys and girls.
We want to level the playing field and give the students an opportunity to win the game off of their characteristics and their skills and not be defined by the circumstances that they're coming from.
It's a team thing. So if you build a team with your teacher, then there's no limit to what that classroom can offer your child.
Parents are such a vital part of our educational system, and they hold a lot of the work.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna be my kid's voice. I'm gonna advocate for my children. Anybody's children that doesn't have parents, I'm gonna stand up and speak out.
I think effective leadership brings togetherness.
And I know that the children are our future. And if we as adults change the way we think and what we do, we can help our children.
Every student that I run across, I feel like everyone has potential.
These are our future doctors, lawyers, news anchors, our future baristas at our local coffee shop.
Houston is growing in a dynamic way, and we need to raise our students now to be the future leaders, movers, shakers, because they're going to be leading the city, country, and nation.
They are helping society move forward in a way that's productive.
We really need everyone working together across all sectors to build a better tomorrow for our children and for our next generation.
As a parent and Houstonian, I am proud to be a part of this campaign for our future. I know education is fundamental for my 2-year-old daughter to thrive. Every Houston family should send their child to school each day believing they are learning the skills Texas requires, that colleges and universities prioritize, and that the workforce demands. There are fundamental rights we must ensure for every Houston child. But even more than that, parents must know that when their child graduates from a Houston public school, they are ready for a productive, choice-filled future of limitless possibilities. That's why the Blueprint for Change is based on the belief that every child in every neighborhood deserves access to an exceptional public school that prepares them for all the economic opportunities available to them in the Houston of tomorrow, quality public school choices and experiences in their neighborhood that offer families the ability to pick the best fit for their child, a welcoming school environment that values their identity, culture, and heritage, ensures their physical safety, mental health, and advances their emotional and developmental well-being, an exceptional teacher in every classroom, the individual supports and learning opportunities they need to succeed, access to early childhood education opportunities that prepare them for school from day one, and post-high school supports that ensure their success in the college or career of their choice. And finally, schools staffed by adults who have the highest expectations possible for all children and hold each other accountable to create real opportunities for their students. I'm proud to join parents and leaders all across Houston who, like me, believe every child in our great city is owed opportunity.
Every neighborhood in Houston will be stronger if high-quality public schools create a foundation for strong, healthy communities. The Every Child, Every Neighborhood Blueprint for Change is a plan that outlines the steps we believe every student in every school district and charter district must take to create school improvements that put students first, develop and support exceptional educators, and create quality school options that will allow children to attend the school that's right for them, right in their own backyard. Here's our plan. We must demand bold, courageous leadership. Every school district needs a bold, courageous superintendent who is unapologetically committed to improving students' outcomes. eradicating inequity in their districts, and putting all options on the table to solve tough problems. They will build leadership teams and develop principals that will not accept failure as an option. Principals and their teams will never settle. Continuous improvement on behalf of students must be the norm. Parents must be a part of all decision-making processes. School leaders must build multiple avenues for parent input and all levels of decision-making. Programmatic changes or school partnerships will be previewed with parents and include opportunities for parents to offer feedback and direction on their preferences for school design, improvement, and/or creation. We need more great schools. School districts must seize opportunities to create the kinds of school options parents want, whether that means big changes to improving existing schools or working with successful or unique partners to create new schools. This starts by replicating or expanding exceptional public schools already serving Houston students. We must look at the rest of the state and the nation for unique models that will increase choice and opportunity for Houston families. Education starts early. Our students will be more successful if we have access to high-quality pre-kindergarten educational programs that focus on early literacy. Every Houston student must be kindergarten ready from day one, and we need more exceptional early educational educators to help us accomplish this goal. The most important educational resource and highly effective classroom teachers. We need systems that identify teachers who know how to reach kids. We need to reward and elevate those teachers, and we need to give them incentives to teach in struggling schools and in some of our most underserved neighborhoods. We must create unique pathways to teacher trainings that prepare teachers for the challenges and opportunities of Houston classrooms. Exceptional teachers must have the opportunity to grow professionally and lead effectively. Curriculum and instruction shall be focused on giving all students the skills they need to be successful. All schools must adopt and implement best-in-class curriculum that is proven effective in helping students master fundamental academic skills. Teachers will be given the time, resources, and coaching to develop and deliver lessons that ensure students are not just receiving content, but mastering it on grade level. Finally, individualized instruction has to be the norm for all students so that children who fall behind can catch up, and children ready to move ahead consistently have opportunities to do so. Schools must be safe, welcoming environments where every student and adult share a common set of values and have clear responsibilities. Schools will have the necessary staff, financial, and programmatic resources, including adequate mental health supports, mentoring and counseling services, and the integration of trauma-informed instructional skills. Professional development and planning time will allow teachers to collaborate and work together to build healthy cultures for students and staff. And finally, schools must affirm the heritage and identity, as well as meet the unique needs of each and every child. Schools will prioritize the supports and resources to meet each child where they are. Our schools must not only recognize, but elevate the diverse cultures, languages, and identities of the students they serve. Practices that support student growth and cultivate their identity and interests must be the norm. This is our plan to build a more equitable future for all kids. We need you to join us.
Houston cannot continue to allow inequity in its public schools. We believe the plan to solve this educational equity crisis requires courageous leadership, greater access to options that work for kids and families, world-class teaching and learning, and more personalization in our schools to meet the needs of all children. We can make a world-class education a reality for every child. We've already done it for some, but we must do better for all students. Houston can demonstrate what is possible when a city comes together. Join Good Reason Houston and local leaders to demand that every child in every neighborhood has access to a world-class public school. Collective action is fundamental to our future. We are building coalitions all across Houston that share our beliefs about what students deserve. We are ready to take action to build the world-class public schools they need. We are eager to build this future together. We hope you will join us as we champion the blueprint for change so that we can build a bigger, better, bolder future for all children by transforming our public schools. I invite you to add your name to our campaign. Sign up to stay in touch with the progress we're making and the action you can take. Share the opportunity to join this campaign with others. And if you represent an organization, we invite you and your organization to officially join our Coalition for Change so that Houstonians know you're committed to standing up for children all over Houston. We won't stop until every child in every neighborhood attends a world-class public school and thrives in the Houston of tomorrow. We hope you'll join us.